The Halloween events have returned to GTA Online this week for 2022, and this means the infamous slasher events and the phantom car events have made their return, but this time with a twist to them. In this video I'll be explaining how these events can be started and how they work, so let's get into it. Let's first talk about the slasher random events. These events will spawn at specific locations across both Los Santos and Blaine County, and they consist of 4 different types of random serial killers that can spawn in a session. The 4 types of killer slashers are the clown, psycho, driver, and lastly the sack slasher. Each slasher has a different location in which they can spawn and attack the player. First of all, in this purple highlighted circle on the map, this is where the killer clown can spawn, so as long as you're in this circle you can be approached by the clown. Now as for the psycho slasher, that can spawn in 4 different areas of the map, shaded in the 4 pink circles. If you're in this area, the psycho will spawn. Next, for the driver, there is 2 possible locations for his spawn, highlighted by these 2 orange circles on the map, one in the city and one further across. Finally, for the sack slasher to spawn, he will be in this large circle at the top area of the map. So for each slasher, as long as you're in these highlighted areas with the requirements, which I will go over next, then the slasher will spawn. So for the requirements, it's fairly straightforward, but you still need to follow them in order to spawn any of the slashers. First of all, you must be in free roam. This means you can't be inside of a building, instead you must be outside. Now here comes the important part. It must be between the in-game time of 9 PM and 5 AM for these slashers to spawn. Any other time and they will not. Next, you must be on foot or in a normal vehicle. This means no weaponized or special vehicles such as the Oppressor Mark II or any helicopters, just a regular ground vehicle. Finally, at least 15 minutes has passed since you joined a session for the slashers to spawn. Now if you do receive a slasher, then you will know by the red icon appearing on your map. Certain slashers will have sound effects followed by them, so you will easily recognize your slasher. If you head towards a slasher, they will try and kill you. Some have knives and others have different melee weapons, however you can still kill them, even though their health is a lot more stronger. Just use a gun to take them out, but they would definitely take more than 2 magazines to kill because they have a lot more damage. Okay, now finally, allow me to explain the brand new Doppelganger slasher. This is the 5th variant of the slasher event and it was added today. This event includes your own character being duplicated with a weapon to chase after you, essentially a more powerful version of your character trying to kill you. For this to spawn, the requirements are exactly the same as the other slashers, however this version will spawn in any of the highlighted areas. It doesn't matter which area you're in, it will still spawn in any of them. There is however a 50% chance of the Doppelganger slasher to spawn, as most of the time the regular slashers will spawn in replacement to the Doppelganger. You can kill your own slasher, but be aware because again, they do have more health. Now moving on to the Christine car, or known as the Phantom car, this is also another event added today and it's again fairly simple to activate. If you don't know, the Phantom car is a driverless vehicle which will stalk you and set on fire, killing you if it gets the chance. For this to spawn, again like the slashers, you must be in free roam and not inside of a building, and the time in game must be between 9 PM and 5 AM for it to spawn. You must not be inside of any weaponized vehicles like the Oppressor or any aircraft, just a regular vehicle. Now the final criteria is that there has to be a minimum of 2 players in the session for it to spawn. When it does spawn, it will approach you if you're on foot, on fire, and it will try running you down. However, if you're in a vehicle, it will simply stalk you until you get out. It can very easily kill you, so be aware. You can try and stop it, but you'll probably end up just dying. Anyway guys, that was all for this video. If it did help, be sure to drop a like on it as well as subscribe for more videos like this one. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you all later.